Hi and welcome to Alex's Supper Club Basics. Today, going to solve a really common problem, and if it's not a common problem, it's probably going to become one as you start to follow these videos. So my problem is I've ordered loads of herbs, I've used them for various different recipes, and I literally have, bags of random things in my fridge that need using up, but I haven't really got much cooking planned today, so I don't know what to do with it. I don't want to throw it away. If you don't have this problem yet, you probably will as you start to buy herbs and use them. And I always say just chuck the whole bunch and use it all, but sometimes, this bag of basil is huge. So I'm going to make a pesto, and we're not going to just use basil, we're going to use all of the herbs we've got, and I'm going to show you how to make a pesto. And if you don't really cook, this is going to be very, very satisfying to make, because it's so easy and yet so amazing at the end. And you can use it instead of butter in sandwiches if you're trying to cut down on butter. You can use it on pasta as a sauce. There's so many uses for it. You can make a lasagna with it. You can use it as a dressing for steamed vegetables to spice those up. So really worth doing, and it'll also, these herbs are going to pretty much have to be thrown away tomorrow, whereas if we make it into a pesto, it's going to last for a week or so in the fridge for you to sort of use throughout the week. So let's get going. So I've got basil. All of this is still okay. Stalks and everything are going to go in here, and I've just got a measuring jug, and we're just going to tear it up a little bit. Possibly discard some of the sort of really much bigger, chunkier stalks, but really don't be too fussy because we want this nice and chunky, so we're just going to push those down. We've got a bunch of mint here, just a little bit left, so I'm going to throw that in. Got some watercress, again, such a shame to throw it away. Some of it has gone a bit yellow, so we're just going to put that in, get rid of the yellow bits, but again, use as much as you can. Again, just pushing it down. Spinach, another fab one. I've done some stir fries, not used all the spinach because it really just was too much to add any more. So we're just going to put the rest of that bag in. And again, you can see already, we're using up everything in the fridge, we're not wasting anything. Flat leaf parsley, another one, fab. Any herb can go in this. Any herb, watercress, spinach, absolutely fab. I'm going to keep a bit of parsley because I will use some of that, and parsley does last a while. Again, just tearing off the really big stalks and discarding, but putting in all these leaves, just tear them up a bit. And now all we're going to do is, I've got a clove of garlic, so I'm just going to peel away the skin of that. And again, if you don't like garlic, don't put it in. If you do and you love it, put extra in. I've just got one big fat clove here. Now we're going to season this because we're going to add a lot of oil, so we need a really good pinch of salt. And you can see there everything's just fitting in nicely, and we're going to do a good grind of pepper. And we're going to taste this later so we can see how it's going. So you can see there everything's there. I've got some pine nuts, again something you can have in the cupboard. They go great in things. A lot of pesto recipes tell you to toast them. I don't know about you, but I'm in a hurry. They want to, we want them to taste good. If you want to toast them in the oven for a few minutes because the oven's on, fine, carry on. Just a good sprinkling of nuts there. If you want a more chunky, nutty pasta sauce, add a few more. And then in goes the oil. So I've got an extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just going to put a really good glug in there because we're going to have to blend all of this up. And last trick, we've got our stick blender, which is another thing that add to your list as absolute must-have. It can liquidize, it can blend, it can do soups, smoothies, it can make pestos, and they're about £15 in your supermarket. So we're just going to blend this up, and we're just going to push down as we blend. Be quite forceful now. And you can just see it's all starting to sort of blend up there. And it looks like pesto already. And it smells amazing because it's so fresh. Even though these were something we were going to be throwing away. So, pushing that down. So you can see now that that's a nice blended pesto. I like mine a little bit thinner than that, so I'm just going to put a little bit more oil Again, don't worry about the oil because it's a good olive oil. So this is actually going to be great for you. And there you have it, fresh pesto, lots of herbs, lots of flavour. Now the last thing that we're going to do, we're just going to taste it. Just a bit on the end of a spoon. Amazing. You can taste everything in there, the parsley, the watercress, you've got a bit of pepperiness from the watercress, the olive oil. Now the only other thing that you can add if you want to, and if you're a cheese fiend you probably will want to, is some leftover grated cheddar cheese, some leftover grated parmesan cheese. Probably want to add a little less salt then. I'm not going to add cheese to this, I'm just going to add a bit more salt and pepper. Because again, if you don't taste it, you don't know what it's going to be like. And if you put this on your pasta without it being seasoned, then, you know, it's not going to taste great, it's going to be a bit disappointing. Next time maybe you won't bother making it. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take the top, get rid of that, because you don't want to be wiping this when it's still plugged in because they're quite dangerous. And we're just going to use our finger, that's what God gave us them for, to just scrape around down into the jug. And again, you can use anything, a small bowl, but something with high sides is the best. I'm going to tap as much of that as off as we can. And there you have it, fresh basil pesto.